In terms of the impact that we see of the recent volatility on this business, we're seeing two things. One, we're basically seeing customers pause a little bit because there's some volatility happening on exchange rates. They want to see where things settle before they send their money back. And we're also seeing some opportunistic transfer of money back home to take advantage of opportunities that might be emerging as asset prices globally have come down. So there's a mixed trend, but overall, the secular trends of remittances moving digital and the growth that we are seeing as a result of that shift is just humongous.
You know, it's so fascinating because, as I said before, this is a multi-billion-dollar market, extremely lucrative, with significant margin. And, of course, we are seeing players like yourself really shaking up with growing market share. So expand on that for me, Mudassir. What is your market share today? And can you give me any insight into the dollar flows that you're actually seeing in this part of the business right now?
Look, the advantage of being a private company is we can keep some of these things a little bit private because, as you said, it's a competitive market. What I can say is that it's performed way better than expected. We are healthy single-digit percentage point market share of the remittance flows that happen from the UAE outside. And as you pointed out at the beginning, UAE and Saudi are the second and the third largest outbound corridors globally after the US. So it's a very, very significant flow, and we have managed to capture a meaningful percent of it. And in some ways, Dan, in Careem and the Careem platform, we do sit at the intersection of a company that knows how to build simple and reliable technology and a brand that has trust. And that combination and the sweet spot has really allowed us to build a service that is super differentiated. The average speed of transfer on a remittance service is 7 minutes. We're 50% cheaper than banks. And customers that use Careem for other things, whether it is food, groceries, ride-hailing, and they subscribe to Careem Plus, they get some amazing rates to use Careem for remittance as well. So there's a whole platform play in addition to an amazing service and a trust that is in the brand that has propelled this growth and brought us where we are today.
Indeed, and it's all about scale. So what are the markets where you're seeing the best opportunity right now to grow this particular unit of the business?
So one thing that we have learned, we built a ride-hailing business, as you know, that spanned the region, right, all the way from Morocco to Pakistan, 100+ cities. And we did something similar with our deliveries business as well that has expanded, but not fully there yet, but it's expanding to other parts of the region. One thing that we have learned about payments is that it's a more national service than a regional service because every country has regulatory frameworks, has compliance standards that you have to comply with. So the expansion roadmap for Careem Pay is a little bit more focused. We are offering these services in the UAE today. We'll offer more services in the UAE to make sure that our customers are not just doing remittance with us, but over time they're doing more things on the Careem Pay platform. And over time, when we're ready, we'll expand this to other markets. Most likely we'll start with the Gulf before we go to other parts of the region.
What's also interesting is, of course, looking at the growth profile of Careem over the last few years is this transition into the everything app. And I know this is a strategy that similar players are following. So, Mudassir, where do you stand on the everything app and what markets are you seeing best product fit right now?
Yeah, look, at the everything app, Dan, we believe that we have literally the best product in the market. Literally the best product in the market. And it's the best product in the market on two dimensions. On one hand, we have a single app, single platform that has 20+ services. We have ride-hailing, taxis, limos. We have food delivery. We have grocery delivery. We have financial services. We have home services. We have bike. And you name it, right? It has pretty much everything that you need to live your life in the cities that we operate in. So it's an incredibly convenient single platform that you can literally live your life on. So it's very easy, very personalized, and things that we learn about customer behavior in one service, we're able to personalize other services with it. So over time, Careem becomes the most convenient app that you will get in the market. So then that's the first thing. We have amazingly convenient platform. Second, our business model is just way more efficient as a result of being an everything app. We acquire the customer once, and we monetize the customer over many different services. which basically means that we don't need to charge super high margins on every service because we just have a wider surface area to monetize the customer, which basically means that we can be more efficient and we can pass on these efficiencies to the customer. The easiest way that we've done this is through Careem Plus, which is our membership program. Members get 10% off rides, they get free deliveries and savings on food and groceries. They get exclusive rates on remittance and so on and so forth, right? So it's not just a very, very convenient platform, it's the most cost-effective platform. And in the cities that we operate, we are seeing that in the numbers. We are significantly outpacing market. If the market is growing 10, 15% year on year, we are growing 100% year on year. So the best product in the market is getting adopted. More and more customers are discovering Careem as the means to do multiple services, and they're moving away from single service apps that are starting to feel a little bit primitive in comparison.
Yeah, so, you know, the super service, the Everything app is meant to have an edge over those single service apps, as you say. But when you scale up with a service like this, how do you avoid becoming kind of the you know, jack of all trades but master of none? Particularly on the consumer side, because I guess as an end user, that's the primary concern here. You know, there's so many great single service players out there, and of course that market is growing across a range of categories. How does Careem fit?
It's a great question, Dan. And in our minds, it's less of that we are jack of all trades from a capability and the service quality perspective, but it's more of a perception from our customers that we have to overcome. I feel sometimes we don't get credit for having the best food delivery service in the market, or having the best grocery service in the market, or having the best payment service in the market. But what you realize when you come into the kitchen is that a lot of capabilities that we have been building for the last 13 years, they actually give us an edge over others that might be doing these things for a little bit less time. So for example, logistics is a big part of some of our services. We've been on a logistics platform for the last 13 years. Everything that we learned in ride hailing, we have brought into the food business. Everything that we learned in the food business, we have brought this into the grocery business. We have a B2B delivery service. So all of these things end up becoming more powerful because you have multiple use cases, multiple capabilities that are making them stronger day in, day out. And as I also mentioned, every service gives us an opportunity to learn from customer behavior. So let's say if you take Careem to go to the airport, now we know that Dan is no longer in the city. Let's not bombard him with offers and greetings and services while he's out of the country that he doesn't need and doesn't have the ability to use. So that's just one example, very, very simple example. There's so many other things that are happening on the app at the moment that are learning in one place and applying it in another, making the experience better and making the app so much more convenient. And today, I believe we have the best food delivery service, even though people might not think of us as food delivery. We have the best grocery service in the market. And as we started out, we have the best remittance service and the Careem Pay service in the market.